service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC and Jim Jab. Greetings, I'm Bud Lowell. Your full AccuWeather forecast is always on top on your CNC local pages. Police had to close Route 590 in Irondequoit early Friday after a car went out of control and took out a light pole. The car was heading north when it crashed at Empire Boulevard about 4:30 in the morning. The pole broke up, parts fell on either side of the expressway. 3 southbound cars then hit the debris, and that closed the southbound lanes as well as the north side. The road was closed for about an hour. The driver was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital. The cause is under investigation. Monroe County's Democratic Party Committee held its designating convention Thursday night, duly naming Ted O'Brien as their candidate for the 55th State Senate District. O'Brien had announced his candidacy earlier in the day, as we told you yesterday, as did Republican Sean Hanna. State Senator Jim Alisi is not seeking re-election after serving since 1996. What Democrats didn't do on Thursday night was name a candidate for the 130th Assembly District seat that Sean Hanna will give up in order to run for Senate. They also did not name a candidate to challenge Republican Monroe County Clerk Cheryl D'Onofrio. County Democratic Party Chairman Joe Morelli, who also holds the 132nd Assembly District seat, by the way, says Democrats will have a candidate for the 130th as soon as he reaches agreement with his counterparts in Livingston and Steuben counties. The 130th currently covers parts of Monroe, Livingston, and Ontario counties, but as redrawn following the 2010 census, the famous redistricting process, it will stretch further south. Morelli also says Monroe County Democrats will have a candidate for county clerk.
We are in serious conversations with someone who's I'm very, very excited about, but we're not able to get a final decision on that. The person has not made up their mind. We've actually talked to a few people, but the one in particular. So I suspect in the next week or two we'll have an announcement on that.
Elsewhere in government, the Webster Village trustees voted down a resolution to sign up with the Monroe County Water Authority. That would have meant giving up the village's independent water system in favor of the system that supplies most of the rest of Monroe County. Some village residents don't like the quality of the water that comes from deep wells because it's extremely hard. In staying with the status quo, the Webster trustees also rejected a plan to borrow $4.5 million to build a reverse osmosis filter plant for the village water system. Mayor Peter Elder said it was a case of comparing costs between the options. Staying with things as they are seemed best. The Rochester Board of Education voted 6-1 Thursday night in favor of a $700 million budget for the city school district. The budget was proposed by new RCSD Superintendent Bohan Vargas. He had to close a $44 million projected budget gap, and he had either flat or declining revenues, including the end of the federal stimulus program. He did it in part by cutting 45 administrative and other non-teaching positions. He was able to add 54 teachers. He also took $17 million out of the district's reserve fund, but he says that can be replaced. Only board member Mary Adams voted against the budget. It now goes to the City Council for final approval. And on to the west side, where the Brockport Central School District has named 3 finalists for the job of superintendent, one of them the assistant superintendent of the Greece Central Schools. The finalists, narrowed from a pool of 21 applicants, are Dr. Valerie Burke, superintendent for the Warsaw School District, Dr. Leslie Myers, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services for Ithaca City Schools, and Dr. Carol Pallas, Assistant Superintendent of Schools for the Greece Central School District. They'll be holding a series of day-long school visits, which will include community forums on May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. These will be 5 to 6:30 each evening at the A.D. Oliver Middle School Library. Staff and community members will have an opportunity to meet each of the finalists and ask questions, and you can get specifics on the district webpage. On this page, you can find links to these and other stories. At the bottom, there are links you can use to post us your news updates, your sports, your salutes, or whatever. Next news as it happens, updates when necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.